that you vetoed treats that were going to be brought to us from the Berkeley
Ouch.
Senior Services.
I did.
Is this true?
You just outed me. Seriously?
Yes.
Ouch.
She said she was grabbing treats, and I said, please don't. But Matt Miller, being the gregarious, magnanimous person that he is, brought a whole box of donuts in anyway, which they placed directly in front of me.
Which I quickly moved.
Well, because I agree.
Point noted.
I appreciate that, but I mean, what are your friends for if not to torment you?
If I would have known, I would have brought some kale or something for you.
I'm not to the point of kale. I did see a meme on the way in here. It said, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, don't eat anything fatty. And I said, so, no bacon, no good stuff. No, the doctor said, don't eat anything fatty, meaning don't eat anything fatty.
Comma. Don't eat anything, comma.
Fatty. Yes.
Well, Aim, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having us.
You brought a guest with you.
I did. I brought our life enrichment manager, Angel Savering.
Hi.
Angel, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Is this your first radio interview?
It's the second, maybe third.
Second or third? Oh, so you're a veteran at this.
Yeah, you're good at this.
Have you done a TV interview before?
Yes.
So you got nothing to worry about. All is well. How long have you been with Berkeley Senior Services?
Almost 3 years.
3 years.
It'll
And
be
what
3 years in June. gi
does the life enrichment manager do?
I do everything. Now, so
It's that other duties as assigned clause.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
yes.
Like the Santa Claus.
So I create their calendar of activities that they are going to do. I bring in special guests. We have parties. So any of the activities, that's pretty much what I oversee.
Very good. What is your next activity upcoming?
So I'm very excited about this. We have partnered with the Berkeley Arts Council and with Berkeley Heights Elementary, and we have a joint exhibit that is going to be at the council starting on Thursday.
Exhibit of what?
Their favorite things. So
artwork.
basically we had a second grade class from Berkeley Heights Elementary and a group of my seniors do some artwork about their favorite things, and it will be on exhibit for about 6 weeks.
Very nice.
Yeah, anytime we can get our seniors involved with kids, we try to do that because it just livens them up so much.
How many participated?
So I have 24 seniors that participated, and I think there was 25 students that participated. So it's really interesting to see their favorite things through the eyes of a second grader versus through the eyes of a senior.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool. It was kind of very heartwarming when we started hanging all the artwork on Sunday.
Do many of the seniors who participated in this have grandchildren?
Yes.
So they had kind of a little bit of a knowledge of what the second graders might be thinking.
Yeah, I think the seniors really kind of went with what they liked. And I think that you'll find, hopefully, you guys are all invited, by the way, and I expect to see you there.
March 5th from 3 to 5 is the reception.
Where?
March 8th.
March 8th.
March 8th.
Just keep showing up. One day you'll be there at the right time.
Hey,
This is what
show up and bring donuts, right?
It's Saturday, this Saturday from 3 to 5 at the Art Council.
Where is where's the art council?
So Berkeley Artworks is on Queen Street, and we are sandwiched right in between the venue, Fabrics, that just opened up, and the new bakery, Glazed Empire. So that's our little space.
That's a great name for a bakery.
That is,
Glazed
I
Empire,
walked
right?
by it the other night. The place looks great.
Can you smell it?
You can smell it. Yeah, it permeates.
But he can't go in.
You can't go.
But I can't go in till after Lent.
I'm so sorry for you. She has the best brownies.
So if I have to go to this thing,
9:30. 9:30 a.m.
if I come and I look at the artwork, I'm going to walk right by the bakery.
No chance. Amy, you were in Charleston recently, and
I
certificate
was.
of need is a big issue there. It may come back, I understand, in some other form or fashion. What did you learn in regards to how certificate of need affects Berkeley Senior Services and how it might be affected going forward?
I've learned that certificate of need is the biggest thorn in my side that will always and forever live. As far as impacting the senior centers, what we're trying to do, they're trying to make it easier for medical facilities and hospitals to come into the areas in need, ours being one of them. So what they're looking to do now is kind of revamp the bill to kind of leave the certificate of need in place, but reduce some of the regulations for those medical facilities, which would in turn keep us protected under our current CON regulations. So hopefully that's kind of where we are now. The bill was introduced twice in the Health Committee, and it was voted down both times in the Health Committee. So the Senate, from what I'm hearing and what we understand,
The bill
is
to
Senate
repeal CON or the
to
bill that gave
repeal-
you protections?
to repeal CON
Repeal.
altogether.
Okay.
So now I believe the Senate was going to try to pick it up and then work out the negotiations for it to go back to the House on crossover day.
And again, review how you need CON for what you do at Berkeley Senior
The
Services.
CON protects our personal care services that are offered through the Medicaid waiver program. It allows us to be able to provide those services and all of our wraparound services that go along with that. So, and it protects us from for-profit agencies just setting up shop anywhere in our area and taking those members from us and not being able to. And I've said this before, for-profit agencies are wonderful. They take great care of seniors, but a lot of for-profits do not have the wraparound services like the meals and the transportation and the other services that we offer to be able to fully take care of our seniors at capacity.
Mr. Miller.
What are those care needs that are protected under that certificate of need that you offer to seniors that they might not get if that is repealed?
Well, it protects our personal care program, which allows us to go and bathe, dress, light housekeeping, prepare meals. It also enables us to deliver meals to those seniors that are homebound. It allows us to take those seniors to medical appointments that they need. We take a lot of seniors to dialysis and to chemotherapy. And that CON protects those types of services and that type of funding for those.
So would you still be able to offer those if that certificate of need is repealed?
Yes, we will.
So if you could offer them now, is there a charge for those services, or it's covered through the Medicaid?
No, they're all covered under Medicaid. What the certificate of need does is it protects, because there is no waiting list, every single person that is on the personal care program is being serviced. Okay. So what it does is it brings in more agencies to try to pull from those seniors as they're approved through the Medicaid process.
So if a for-profit comes in, the impact becomes what? If in other words, if I'm getting those services and I'm already getting them from Berkeley Senior Services, and now certificate of need is pulled back, I start getting mailers or whatever from for-profit. I'm going to stick with you probably before I go to them.
Right. And the seniors that we have, I'm confident that they will stay with us. We've had one personal care member that we've had for 17 years. So I'm very confident in the ones that we're staying. What we're looking at is the future. Those that are being put on that program going forward, going to one of those for-profit agencies. And I shared with Rob the last time that I was on, we had a member that was on personal care. He lost his home, so he ended up staying in a hotel for about a week, and he was getting funding from another area to be able to stay in that hotel. Well, when that funding ran up, the hotel had no choice but to put him out. So he called us at 4:00 on a Friday evening going, I have nowhere to go. I'm in the hallway with my bag of, literally a trash bag of his belongings, his dog, and an oxygen tank. So because of our services, we were able to get him placed, get him food, get him to the doctor the next day. So a lot of those for-profits wouldn't have that capability because they don't have those types of services under their roof.
How do I get involved in those services? If I am a senior who is in need of some of those things that you just talked about, some help around my home in care, getting back and forth to appointments, do I just call?
Absolutely. Just you can call the Senior Center, visit our Facebook page, visit our website. There is a small intake process, where we gather demographics, but for the most part, the biggest thing is just come visit the center. The senior center has such a stigma of the place for the old people, and Angel does not let a senior sit at all. They are up and moving, and one of the biggest things that we try to do is, we have 80 and 90-year-old people going, I'm not old enough for the senior center yet. So we'll say, come volunteer. Just come volunteer with us. We'll give you a job. We'll give you something to do. And before you know it, they're participating because Angel doesn't let them sit. There's always music playing. There's always dancing. There's always activities. There's always something happening at the senior center.
Fantastic.
That sounds like a bumper sticker logo, Mr. Bodwell.
There we go.
Yeah, I've been there a number of times, and it really is. It's a lot of fun. You guys make it fun for the seniors, and you keep them going and keep them just enjoying themselves, which is what they should be doing. Because I run a Medicare insurance agency, so we go to a lot of seniors' houses, and we see a lot of seniors that I say are just unfortunately just sitting there waiting to die. They're watching MeTV, they're watching old westerns, and they're, the highlight of their day is just having a meal.
Yes.
Wait a second, that sounds like me when I leave here every day.
We'll speak up for you, Rob. We'll speak a little louder.
I think you spoke enough. That's why I don't have any more treats this morning.
You're never going to live that down. You know that.
I am not going to live that down. All right, so what's next? What sort of activities do you have? I know you have activities every day, but what big activity do you have coming up after this arts project, which I think is phenomenal to get the kids with the seniors?
So the next big thing is going to be on St. Patrick's Day, and it's just going to be St. Patrick's Day Shenanigans is what I've titled it, and we're going to play games, and we will celebrate everybody that has had a birthday from January through March. So they'll get their little present from us, and we'll play games, and they can win prizes, and it's just a fun thing. We did it on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, I think I had about 60 seniors come in that morning. And then we repeated it for New Year's Eve, and they loved it. And that's the next big thing. And then, of course, at the end of the month, we have our version of Price is Right. And that is super popular with them. It started very small, and now it's like huge for them. So
that's awesome.
It's it's a busy month with just those two activities happening.
Now I gotta say, I know the senior center doesn't have a huge budget. Y'all are a nonprofit. Nonprofits don't have extra money. How are you able to get the word out? Because I know about the senior center, from listening to the station and stuff, but what are some ways that our listeners can help get the word out about all the amazing services that y'all have for seniors, Amy?
The biggest thing are things like this. Rob and this team is amazing with allowing us to come on anytime we have anything to promote it. We try to do a lot of social media posts. Our Facebook is where we post all of our menus, all of our calendars, our website, but primarily word of mouth. Honestly, is the best way. We set up at some vendor shows to tell about our services, but honestly, it's by word of mouth. And with our in-home care, a lot of time we get a lot of our in-home care referrals come from the state because there is a process that they have to start with DHS first. So then they come to us through DHS. So just a myriad of ways.
I would encourage our listeners out there that if you know seniors that you think really aren't getting out and about, really aren't having a lot of fun, tell them about the senior center. Because as they've just said, we've got so much stuff going on constantly. How many seniors would you say you have there just on a daily basis where there's not anything special going on? Just roughly.
Oh, at least 100.
Yeah, at least 100.
What are your hours of operation?
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And I will say, we're geared obviously towards seniors, but we also have an entire department dedicated for caregivers. So for anyone that is caring for a loved one with an Alzheimer's, dementia diagnosis, or that's very frail, we can provide respite services for that. So their loved one can come to the center in a designated area that is secure with a more structured schedule, because as the dementia progresses, the best thing to do is to keep on a regular schedule so that they know what to anticipate next. So that department is specifically trained to handle those types of situations. And then the caregiver can get a break. They can go do their grocery shopping, or a lot of times they just want to sleep because their loved one is up all night long wandering. So
And you will pick people up and take them to their appointments?
I was just getting ready to say, we will come get you as long as you're in Berkeley County. We will take you home. We will take you grocery shopping. We will take you to the bank. We will take you to get your hair done, get your nails done, whatever you need done.
Is there a charge for that?
There is not. We run on a donation basis, so whatever you can afford to pay, we will accept, and if you cannot afford, we're still going to provide the services.
Do you need days in advance notice for the trip?
For the transportation, we like at least a 3-day notice, just so we can make sure we can get the schedule adjusted. There are times we make exceptions because things do come up, but we do like at least 3 days.
With all of that going on, how many staff and volunteers do you have to be able to meet all of these needs?
We have just about 100 staff members. The majority of them work in the field, so that's our in-home care aides, our in-home care respite workers, drivers, food deliverers. And then as far as volunteers, I want to say we're in the 50-ish neighborhood. That's areas, that's Angel's.
Yeah,
realm.
I would say that's pretty close. But yeah, I have the most volunteers because all of my programming is ran by volunteers. So,
Are your volunteers often seniors?
yes,
Most of them are.
most of them are. Yeah, they all are.
Yeah, and we're very blessed, and that a lot of church groups and school groups, and we have students from Faith Christian Academy that come on a regular basis, and the seniors just love that, and the students love interacting with the seniors. So, anytime we need a group of volunteers, there is always a group within the community that's willing to help us out.
You mentioned meals before. Where do you and Meals on Wheels interact or draw the line as to who's getting a meal from you versus them?
Well, we coordinate with Meals on Wheels quite a bit. The biggest difference between the two entities, and a lot of people confuse us for Meals on Wheels, but the biggest difference is we do not charge for our meals. We're covered under the Older Americans Act, which is a federally funded program, and some state funds to subsidize. But so whereas Meals on Wheels, you pay for your meal to be delivered, with us, it is just a donation on what you can afford. So a lot of times there are times that we are just at capacity. We have 3 hot cold trucks that we run throughout the county to keep the food at the temperatures. We follow the same regulations in the kitchen with protocols and things with the health department as a restaurant would. So we have the same types of inspections that a restaurant would. So we have to make sure that the food stay at the right temperatures, which is why our hot cold trucks are so important.
The county is going through its budget workshop right now. Any idea how you're going to do?
I'm hoping we'll remain about the same, but I haven't officially heard word yet. But
What's your funding level from the county now?
Well, and keep in mind, our building we are in a county building. They maintain it for us. If we so much as have a light bulb out, we contact the county and they come to take care of it for us. And we typically get right around between $20,000 and $30,000 cash from the county. So we're hoping to remain in that. I guess.
Any word on your federal funds or any of those in jeopardy?
We're being told no. I met with we have a new commissioner at the Bureau of Senior Services, so this is our 3rd one within the last, I believe, 14 months. So she seems to be a real go-getter. She was a former delegate. She sat on the Kanawha County Senior Center Board, so she understands how we operate and what we do. And she is assuring us that our state and federal funds are secure for this year and that we should see no changes.
It's probably good for you here in Berkeley County that the new commissioner was part of a large county senior center, because I'm sure there are different things that you have to come up against that they don't in, say, a county of 10,000.
Right, and that's a blessing, and that's a lot of the reason why our funding stays so consistent is because of our size.
And speaking of that size, we talk a lot about the growth of the Eastern Panhandle. Do we see that growth in the needs of seniors, more seniors moving into our area?
We are.
Okay.
We are. The population's aging. You know, we're getting a lot of new people in the county, but we're also getting a lot of those that have been here. This is their lifelong residence. So we're seeing a lot of that. And because we also assist with the caregiving side of it, anyone new coming into the county, even if the senior isn't necessarily associated with us, we're seeing a lot newer caregivers of those caring for loved ones.
Help me out with what a senior is, because I remember as a kid growing up.
Can we pan to Rob now?
I remember
62, baby, eligible for Social Security.
That's right.
I remember signs all over the place. There was a senior discount if you were 55 or older. I remember those as a kid. And now I'm past 55, and they're telling me I got to wait till like 60-something. I'm
Yeah.
like, why
For
are
us,
you?
it's 60.
Okay,
60
60.
and older.
Amy, how do people get in touch with you at the Berkeley Senior Center?
Call us at 304-263-8873. Also want to mention Unity campaign with the United Way has kicked off. So if you feel inclined to help our seniors, if you would text 71777 to Unity 2154, that will get our designation to us.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Angel, you too.
Thank you.
Great to see you here.
Thank you, ladies, for coming.
And